High ticket sales is the best opportunity in 2025 if you're looking to make a lot of money online. And there's a lot of reasons why, so let's jump right into it. First off, there's low barriers to entry into this industry. There's no age requirement. For trading, for example, and e-commerce and all these different businesses, you need to have a valid social security number that identifies you as someone over 18. It's all verified. And so if you're not over 18, you need to have a parent sign off on it, which is very hard. Not only because a lot of parents don't believe in it, but also because giving their social security and having this business ran under their social security and trading ran under their social security is going to show all the income towards their social security, meaning it's a whole issue with taxes and all of that. A lot of parents will not want to give you their social security, making it impossible for you to actually start. And there's no location requirement. With power washing businesses and a lot of businesses out there, you have to be in a physical location. With high ticket sales, as long as you have a laptop, you can go anywhere in the world and you can sell and make a lot of money. And there's no business investment needed either. All you need to do is learn how to sell. Once you know the skill, you can make stupid amounts of money. And like I said, all you need is a laptop and also the drive to learn. It's a hard skill to learn, but once you learn it and you monetize it, you make so much money with sales. And it's infinitely scalable. Right? So you determine how much money you make because it's a commission-based role. With a normal job, you're making, let's say, 30 an hour, 40 an hour, or like a salary making 100K a year, 150K a year. With sales, you can scale up to $1 million a year, $2 million a year in commissions. You just have to get that good. Even if you start off making, let's say, only 5 to 10K a month on a smaller offer, working for a smaller company, once you get really good and you get a lot of reps under your belt and you become a salesperson that can say, oh, I've closed $1 million in deals, so many companies are going to want you because people want good salesmen. They want people in their business that are going to sell very well. It's going to make them a lot of money. So a lot of companies are hungry for good sales reps. So if you become a good sales rep, you can get on the biggest companies out there selling products that are like $50,000, $100,000. And imagine taking 10% commission on a $50,000 deal. It's $5,000 in one Zoom call. And so there really is potential to grow to 6 figures a month just selling other people's businesses. And the skills you learn in sales are going to transfer to any other business you want to start later on. Right? So there's a lot of businesses that people think don't even require sales, but they do actually. Right? An e-commerce store, for example, that requires written sales. And in the advertisements you make, you have to be selling in those advertisements. So learning high ticket sales is going to help you there. And it is, of course, going to help you with a high ticket service or coaching based business because you're going to be taking sales calls for that. And so you get to take your own sales calls. And when you hire sales reps, you get to train them and you know what to look for in good sales reps. So the skills you learn in sales are going to transfer to every other business you want to start online. And it's very simple to start. Any e-commerce store, brand scaling, a lot of different businesses require all these different skills you have to learn. You have to learn how to do marketing, how to run ads, how to build a lot of good content. You have to fulfill a very good service. There's customer management. There's all these different things you have to do to run a business. As a salesperson, you have no responsibility beyond closing that deal. Meaning, you don't have to be at any part of the funnel. You don't have to build out the offer itself. You don't need to build the business. You don't need to actually create ads at all. You don't need to create the systems that people can go off the ads onto, like forms and funnels and all of that. All you have to do is close the deal. And once you close the deal, you get your 10%, you get your commission, and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything after that, any of the service fulfillment. All you have to learn is sales. And once you learn sales, you can make the money that business owners make without having to own your own business. And you get to passively learn business while you're there. So later on, if you do want to start a business, you'll have learned a lot of skills about it. Because working in all these really big companies that are doing 100K a month, 200K a month, $1 million a month in revenue, you learn all the systems that they use. You get to observe how they're making all this money as being a part of that system. And then when you want to start your own business, you can implement what you've learned as a sales rep. And so while you're selling, while you're making a lot of money, you're passively learning how to get people to buy and sign up for services and mentorships, and later on, it'll be much easier to start your own business. And connections. You're going to make a lot of connections that you otherwise wouldn't be able to make. A lot of people, before making a lot of money online, struggle with finding like-minded people. And so you get to find a lot of other people in the online money space through high ticket sales, whether they're sales reps, business owners. If you start creating content, a lot of people in various different industries, and you get to meet those creators and business owners that you see making a lot of money. If you sell for those creators and you provide value, right? Business owners want to connect with people that provide them value. And as a salesperson, you're providing them a lot of value by making them a lot of money and saving them a lot of time, two things they value a lot. And so when you do that, they'll talk to you. You can ask them questions, you can pick their brain, and you just get to build a lot of connections with very successful people. And as a sales rep, in the communities you join and the offers you are part of, you're going to meet a lot of people with the same mindset as you, with the same goals. And outside of just creating those connections, those new connections, you're going to better all the ones you already have and the relationships you currently have, because you're going to be a better communicator. And being a good communicator is going to help you in every single aspect of life. And the most important one, you get a lot of freedom as a part of high ticket sales. You get time freedom. At a normal job, you're tied to this 9 to 5. You have to go into work no matter what. They control when you go on break. They control when you get to eat lunch. They control you. In sales, you're going to make your own schedule. You work from your computer. You could work when you want. You could work in the mornings, or you could say, no, I don't want to work until 1 p.m. I want to take my mornings to myself. I like going to the gym, having my morning routine. I'm not a morning person. I don't want to work in the mornings. You can say that. You can take breaks whenever you want. You can say, nah, next week I'm going on vacation. Just set it in your schedule, block it off. If you have a weekend where you're on vacation, just don't work. It's okay. You have the luxury to do that. Now, on the other side, of course, that means you have to force yourself to work to make all the money. But if you're watching this video, you're eager enough that you can do that. Yeah, you get a lot of time freedom, though. You get to create your own schedule, work on your own hours, live on your own hours. And you're location free. You're not tied to being in a certain place. If your job is in Connecticut, you're not stuck to living in Connecticut. You can travel around the world. You can go to Japan and you can take sales calls from Japan. You get to work from anywhere in the world. You could go on a vacation, a week-long vacation with a bunch of your friends, to get a couple sales calls in your off time and make the money that vacation costs while you're there. Because selling is something you can do literally anywhere. And you get utmost financial freedom. You can make as much money as you desire with sales. It's infinitely scalable, as I mentioned earlier. You get complete freedom financially. You're never going to have to worry about bills. You know that your skill set will make you money for the rest of your life. That is why sales is the best opportunity. There's little to no barriers to entry. It's the easiest industry to get into, no matter how old you are, where you live, what skills you have. It's infinitely scalable. The amount of money you can make can scale to $1 million a month. It's truly possible with sales managing and just the growth that's in the industry. It's always also growing. You see more and more online businesses popping up. If you think about it, the social media business space has only been around for a couple decades, not even. And so it is infinitely growing. More and more of these businesses are popping up, which means they need more and more high quality sales reps popping up as well. And so it's infinitely scalable. It's very simple to start. All you need to learn is sales. You don't need to learn all these different skills. You passively learn business so that you can make more and more money later on in life. You build connections that you otherwise wouldn't be able to have. And you get time, location, and financial freedom. It is by far the best opportunity to start in 2025. So if you really want to start making a lot of money online pretty quickly, get into high ticket sales. It, in my opinion, is the best opportunity to start.